17 minutes.
This is the AFL Pacific Cup at the Maroochydore Multisports Complex. My name's Daniel Viles. Thank you for your company. And in this women's competition, this match has become a virtual preliminary final. Earlier today, Nauru defeated Papua New Guinea. They came from behind after trailing at all 3 breaks. As a result, Papua New Guinea are into the third place match. Nauru was already in the final. The winner of this match will play against Nauru in the final. If there is no winner, if it's a draw, New Zealand will progress. We are underway in Maroochydore. The live chat is open for you. Beaten in the ruck was Sally Houlihan. Comes out to the Tongan captain, Salome Holika, one of the best players this week. Tonga with the ball on the right wing. Get it back to Holika. The wind is blowing from left to right, as you can probably see with the flags. New Zealand just getting their defence organised at the back. A nice little shift and turn from Naya Taulamai Holden. And of course, in your part of the world, it's the evening, so good evening to you. It's good afternoon from Maroochydore. I think we're out on the full lasso anyway, so it'll be New Zealand's free kick. 17-minute quarters for those of you new to this tournament. Nauru defeated New Zealand by 2 points on Monday. Good mark taken up the ground by the captain, Waldron. And Auckland Blue swiftly moving it forward. Gets in front of Zoe Gullery, who kicked the winner yesterday against Papua New Guinea. Not quite cleaned up at the back by Pilasita Puano. Towards the boundary, watched over by Izzy Goodwin. Boundary throw-in. Tonga had a thrilling draw with Papua New Guinea. The New Zealand beat Papua New Guinea yesterday by 3 points. Tonga went down to Nauru by 11 after leading them at all 3 breaks. Houlihan has front position. The Tongan defence organised. Good tackle by Waldron. I decided earlier today that grandstand we just passed is the Bell Doors stand in honour of the former Maroochydore Roo and now Brisbane Lion. And the Tongan support from the Bell Doors stand is impressive. That one's kicked away to Axel Oswald. Classy defender, finds Demi Sultan. Inside 50, that was an important touch from Vika Mafi. New Zealand with a wind advantage. Kate Turnbull looking to use it. Gets the hands back to Izzy Goodwin. Turnbull on the ground again. Knocked back out. The handball doesn't quite link up. Sultan has to scramble. Underneath the legs of Waldron. Tonga find a way out. This time Sultan has a bit more time and space. Goes wide. Well read by Emelina Toto, who's been good in both defence and attack this week. Good evening, Derek Parkinson. It is dry today. It's still wet underfoot. Ironically, well, not ironically, meteorologically, more rain was predicted for today than yesterday. I'm thinking that meteorology is a difficult art. Free kick to New Zealand, the lasso rule. They go deep inside 50. Looking to connect. Lasso free kick out of bounds. New Zealand on the attack. Good forward pressure. And the wind is inconsistent. You'll see the trees are blowing a little bit to the left, whereas the flags are blowing a bit to the right. I don't know how that works. Goodwin nearly took the mark from over the back. With a head down low with Liliani Fine. Comes forward to Lightfoot. Off the side of the boot. And Ngalo finding a way through. Turned over to New Zealand. Put forward by Houlihan. Marked in defence by Fane Alua. The tackling was strong. And then in turn on Lightbourne. A few stray feet. Very important, particularly on a day like today. Bend down and pick it up. Hint of a throw. Be cleared by Pilasita Puano anyway. Comes back to Oswald, who's playing a very high defensive line. Kicks from outside the 50. Heads towards the boundary. Strong tackle. That's an incorrect disposal. New Zealand will have a shot, albeit on a difficult angle. Good evening, Lisa O'Loughlin. Let's go Kahu, she says. Letitia Trigwell-Ahmad, who scored New Zealand's first goal yesterday. She may be best advised, particularly at this stage of the match, to see if she can find someone in the goal square. The drop punt's not bad. Marked by Turnbull. Was very organised attack. Kate Turnbull opens the scoring for New Zealand. And they take one step closer to the final. The kick in from Trigwell-Ahmad had to go to the goal square. Intelligent play not to go for glory. Not in the first quarter, in the first 5 minutes. And Turnbull had an easy job. Michelle Parkinson, good evening. Go Kahu. Tish Trigwell-Ahmad is awesome, but I am biased. You're allowed to be biased, Michelle. You bring your bias. Tongan fans, you bring your bias as well. It's just the umpires and me who shouldn't bring our bias. Clever knock forward from Vika Murphy, number 13. Holika getting involved again. Turned around by the Kiwis. Turnbull, the goal scorer. That's not a, yes, you can't volleyball. Can't volleyball serve it out of there if you got to be off the palm of the hand. Holika will do that all day. You'll get sick of me saying her name. Willow Poata, good evening. Go Rubes and Joe. Up the Magpies. The Wakatero Magpies Melbourne connection. I think it was touched in flight. Vakade getting herself in the way. Fane Alua getting involved early. That's kicked away to Meats, who was very good in defence yesterday. She takes Latea Alua for a ride for about 10 metres, but eventually was unable to dispose. Inside to Holika. Oakley, I'll get to you in a moment. I'll get to you now because New Zealand's just won a free kick. And it's your girl, Demi Sultan. The fan squad cheering from Nelson, New Zealand. Wob on. I know it's not wob, but go with me. Big bump from Trigwell-Ahmad. Back to Vakade. Puts it ahead of Jones. Out of bounds, boundary throw-in. No, Demi Sultan's link work between midfield and half forward this week has been a very important part of the New Zealand attack. 24 years old. I'd love to know if she came from another sport or whether she's been an Aussie Rules girl for a long time. But she's certainly at home in this sport. As the rain picks up again. Back towards Holika, but regathered. Back to Sultan. Touched off the boot. Won't be a mark even if it's caught. Jones finding a way through. Didn't play in the last game, but was very involved in Friday night's loss to Nauru. The rain is getting squally. That kick went vertically. Back inside past Trigwell-Ahmad. Dangerous clearing kick from Tonga. Turnbull's underneath it. The rain is awful, as you can see, and blowing away from the camera. So she'll need to aim this, from my reckoning, at the right post. Which I suppose she kind of did. Kept inside, no score. Still 6-0. Thank you, Derek. Not about me, but I'll take any compliment I can get. Kicked outside 50. New Zealand with the wind advantage. They need to make this first quarter count. Lovely stepping from Waldron. Goes towards the goal square. Beats everyone touched. Hasn't gone through. Don't tell me. Kicked out, so no score in the end. I have no idea how that ended up with nothing. Even the boisterous Tongan fans, I don't say they take shelter. They don't. It'll be a boundary throw in. Some of the noisiest support we've had this week, and that is a very, very positive thing. Bit over halfway through this first quarter. Good thump from Halika, and then she caught one in the face, so she'll get a free kick. Apologies, there was a ruck infringement, so it obviously wasn't against Halika. There was nothing she did wrong. But the free kick's gone to Houlihan. Part of the Christchurch connection. That's a clever kick. Didn't find a hand and ended up going to all the Tongans behind the play. Liliani Fine foremost among them. Halika will clear. Playing for territory. Ngalo, Nitatua Ngalo not able to hold on. Pushing away from the contest. Maybe could have played advantage there, but in wet weather, just give the free kick to where it needs to go. Meats will have the free kick near the front of the centre square. 1 goal so far, that going to Kate Turnbull for New Zealand. Rebound mark is dropped. Fine. Yeah, tackling away from the contest, so that push means a free kick to the Tongan Storm. Thank you, Tiele. The question is, you can hear the Tongan team, or not the question, the statement, you can hear the Tongan team chahooing in the background sometimes. I was a bit lost with chahoo yesterday. My education continues. Kicked away to Waldron, found a way through. She usually does. I'd love to know what position Liz Waldron played on a rugby field. I can see fly half written all over it. Sorry, first 5/8 if you're a Kiwi. Found a way out and found a teammate. It's a good hoof. And Nitatua nearly had that. Oswald will clean up behind. Through the hands, skids on. Lightfoot trying to get goal side. I think they hit the post. It did. Lightfoot. I don't think she really intended for it to hit her foot when it did. Good evening, Sam McCombie, or McComey. Let's go, Kahu. They're going at the moment, I will say though, significant wind advantage to the right-hand side. Although in the last game we had 2 quarters of Nauru dominating into the wind. So what do I know? But you suspect that each side will need to make the wind advantage count when they have it. For New Zealand, that's quarters 1 and 3. Good mark by Halika. Takes it inside the field of play. And then drop players behind the ball when they don't, which is what Tonga's doing now. Mataoina Fofa knows what's going on. Doesn't need to be too ambitious in this quarter. Turnbull showing she can work well in defence as well. Emma Rodden up the Kahu with a picture of a good old Chinese Gosbury. Holding. Strong tackle from Latea Alua. Most things Latea does are strong. Plays for territory. Well done by Nitatua. Moved to the ball well. I think she was using the ball to hide her face then, almost like she was giving signals. Not the greatest kick. And then Halika, I think, wasn't quite sure what to do. How do I get out of this? Foxing, almost like a cyclist on the bank of a velodrome, trying to get the opponent to go first. Forward to Lucina Kula, knocked in the back by Ruby Lee Poata. And all of you Ruby Lee fans in the chat, and there are millions of you, you can sledge her for that. Well, I'm not going to criticise her, but you can later. No, rare mistake from Ruby. She's been good this week. Mark drop by Nitatua. She had some confidence she'd be dangerous. I don't think Nitatua realises how good she can be. But Tonga starting to get a bit of territorial dominance. Turnbull dropped the mark, and that gave another chance to Latea. High contact. A lot of good work undone. But at the bottom of it all again is Waldron. Kieran Cullen throwing his support behind Rebecca Isaacs. Thank you, Kieran. Good evening to you. Tonga doing well just to block New Zealand's paths through. Liliani Fine found a way forward. Halika didn't use Lucina, kept it up the boundary line. Went over the boundary line. The number one field here at Maroochydore is in the background. The Brisbane Lions used that as a home ground twice before their current facility at Springfield was built. And it can get quite windy here. I have commentated games standing on the scaffolding where Chris Yind is this week. In 45km/h winds. Yes, I know you're all laughing at me for calling that big winds. I've been to Wellington, I love it. And it was windy. Back to Waldron, inside to Poata. Remember, the football will be wet. Handling errors will be plentiful today. That's no reflection of the skill on show. Pilasita just kept it in, and they're supporting each other well. Kaneasoni Palanite finding a way through. Goodwin playing so much soccer, she nearly put a teammate offside. That was brilliant from Kaneasoni to win the ball for her side. Trapped on the half volley by Waldron. Knocked back. Just went through Trigwell Ahmed. It's got a roll on. And it stopped in a puddle. No way. Now it hit above the knee. That's why it's not a goal. Sam McCombie says, what a boot, Kate Turnbull. I tend to agree. So New Zealand 8-0 up. 1-2. But will that be enough in the context of the game? Went over the head of Houlihan. Inside, finds Sultan. Sultan from a long way out. Takes a bounce for one moment. And there are two boots in the goal square, which can only indicate to me that one of the players has evaporated. No, it's someone's lost their boots. That was the other explanation, I suppose. But for a moment, I thought the rapture had come early. Greg Homaha, thank you for coming back. Go Kahu. Not a great kick out. Was touched on the way through by McKenna Jones. Kate Turnbull didn't have enough on it. And I suppose that's a new way of putting the ball on the boot. As we now discover that socks are not the best way to keep your feet in wet weather. New Zealand with the advantage in the first quarter. They lead 1-3-9. Tonga yet to score, but they will have the wind advantage in the second quarter.
Every time we get a free kick, push back really quickly and eyes up to move, because what we've got to do is we've got to turn the ball over really quickly as well. So as soon as they've got it, they've worked really hard on the fence. As soon as we've got it, we've got to work really hard on the back. Okay? Get the ball, come back really quick off the mark. Out there, let's keep getting the ball forward, let's get it up the middle of the ground, let's work really hard, okay, really hard this quarter, we've got a bit of wind, work hard, play your run, let's go.
And our thanks to the Tongans for having their team meeting where we could hear everything they were saying. So they're going to look to get it up through the middle of the ground in this quarter, which in wet weather is probably the best way forward. It's not a day for pretty handballing. It's not a day for intricately weaving your way through the opposition. It's a day for finding a way to goal and preying on mistakes. New Zealand lead by 9 points at quarter time. The 1 goal to Kate Turnbull. Tonga running to the right of your screen with an inconsistent wind advantage in this second term. Bit of stand and deliver rucking from Houlihan. Found a way through. Sultan had to run in 2 directions. Lacina Kula tracking back well. Strong tackling from Solson. A little bit too strong. Maybe got there slightly late or held on after the ball was disposed. The boys' game in the background, I'm sure is very interesting, but it's got no bearing on the final of that competition. Whereas this game is a virtual preliminary final. Waldron. First time we've seen an inside 50 in this match at that end of the ground. And it's picked off very, very calmly. This comes over the back of Toto. Guarded by Meliama Lavaka. Toto again charged onto by Holy Lightborn. And the New Zealanders finding a way through. Sultan finding a way through. Nita Tua. Just pushed off it. They will clear the Tongans. Middle of the field to Naomi Palanite. Sprints out wide. Oswald is quick. Got it forward. Probably didn't see Manu Letisi there. Oswald goes for a brilliant run. And then didn't quite deliver it. As Liliane Fine turned it over. Loose ball. Air swings. Side-footed from Sam Lightfoot. Lightfoot putting a lot of pressure on the kicker. Wins the ball. Has support. It's a 1-on-2. Did Fine get there early? Players allowed to continue. Tonga clear. Just goes through the hands. That was Goldingham with an interesting handball. Lightfoot outside the 50. Goes back through Goldingham. Inside 50. Nita Tua saw it go through her hands. But they're clearing well, the Tongans, and look how the wind will take their clearing kicks a bit further upfield. And New Zealand are countering that by having 4 players at the contest. The handball was blocked, as Lucina Kula has been really getting involved in this game. I've enjoyed the work of Lucina. Handball from Meats back across to Waldron. The kick's pretty aerial and puts Vakade in trouble. Tonga on the attack. Pilasita and Manu were pressing forward. Naya Taulamau Holden asks the question. Oswald retreats. And as usual, finds a way out. 9-0, settle. Controlled footy from New Zealand. Marco says, come on, Donny. Incorrect disposal. Free kick. Tanita Tua. Andy H has ever seen a giraffe play AFL? Seen one, I was one. Michelle Parker, it's a big hi to Letitia's mum and dad and sister out in the rain watching the game. Is that up in the grandstand you can see them, Michelle? Or elsewhere? Dropped by Oswald in defence. The ball is wet. Remember, we had that very squally Storm turn up and then just nick off in the second term. And New Zealand showing that you can play pretty handballs in wet weather. Not quite held on to by Turnbull. That's heading towards the boundary. Should be cleaned up by Rebecca Isaacs. Held in possession. And if you don't keep your feet, there's always that risk. Derek saying, say hello to Letitia's dad, Alex, in the yellow hoodie on the sidelines. I'm now providing a welcome service, it appears. Deep towards the 50, Chastain. Holding the ball. It's one of those 50-50 calls where I wasn't sure whether to be high contact or holding. Tonga on the attack, looking to use this wind advantage. New Zealand got some territory early and pushing in the tackle, so Meats once again down by the New Zealand goalpost. Thank you. Any more instructions from the Parkinson clan? That's a joke. Thanks for joining in. Tonga, hoof it forward. Beats everyone. Off targets. A point for the... Actually, is it a point for the Tongans? No, free kick's been called back. Second opportunity. So no score from that kick, but a much better opportunity. Set shot from about 30. May not make the distance and's off target anyway. A lot of players who are a little bit newer to the game. Someone's get a little bit close to the player on the mark. Well, picked up by Sionipa Latu and then stolen. Finding a way out. Goodwin charging back. Oh! Sorry, my noise was probably a bit louder than it needed to be into the microphone. I just thought we were going to have a concussed player there for a moment. I don't quite know how we didn't. Knocked over by Emelina Toto. That's quite obviously a free kick. Louise Christine Torres, thank you so much. I am a stickler for pronunciation. and I really enjoy that kind of feedback. So thank you so much. Greg shouting out to the Trigwell Ahmed family out in the sideline. They're looking good. Ben Christophers saying hello to Alana Goldingham. Was picked up by Latu. Kicked away by Vika Murphy. Has that been called kicking in danger? No, holding off the ball. Comes back to Demi Sultan. Ben Christophers with giraffe emoji says, let's go Alana Goldingham. Good intercept taken by Goodwin. Penetrating kick, as she was obviously aiming for Gullery, didn't get there. Return with interest by Fine. Return with compound interest by Naya Tolamai Holden. And then Joanne Orfer cleaning up. Love you too, Louise. Thanks so much. Sure. And thank you very much, either Kenyon or Chenyon, as New Zealand have a free kick in the middle. You are right, that sometimes happens. The score is New Zealand 9, Tonga 1, not New Zealand 10-0. That happens so easily when you've got a camera operator who's trying to film the game and keep score at the same time. So we'll get that fixed up for you shortly. Ooh, got to bend down and pick up the ball, although they already had the... Oh, arm went up the wrong way. It is New Zealand's free kick for kicking in danger. So just to repeat, the score is Tonga 1, New Zealand 9. New Zealand looking to score a goal into the wind. Turnbull not quite coming down with it. Goodwin nearly went to Vicade. Free kick to Tonga. I think that was just behind the play. Once again, the arm went up the wrong way. It is a free kick to the Kahu, and it's a free kick to Izzy Goodwin. Wellington represent the central shaker. And no, I'm not trying to divide New Zealand up. Goodwin. Into the wind and away to the right. So New Zealand remains on 10. As long as we get that point awarded to Tonga, we'll make it 10-1. Everything will be sweet. See? So 10-1 now, with New Zealand having just scored. The kick out didn't quite go well. And once again, our camera operator is trying to film the game first and foremost, and then play with buttons. You got to bend down. You can't just kick in danger like that. That one goes against Liliani and Garlo. Michelle, requesting camera on the Trigwell Ahmed family on the sidelines now. My answer is no, not doing that. Free kick to Jolan Collins. Up towards the hot spot. Nearly a brilliant mark coming across. Vicade got involved on the ground. Tonga with numbers behind the ball. They need to get this to Fine outside the 50. They went too far and got it to Mates. Do you hear that? Mates. And back to Collins, so we're right back where we started. Tonga clean up at the back. That may have been touched in flight from Gullery. Louise, we're doing our best, but the most important thing for our camera operator to do is to record the game, and we'll get the score sorted out. But you know what it is. It's 1-10 as Oswald cleans up at the back. It's amazing how many chaotic periods of play finish with Axel Oswald taking control of halfback. And yeah, Poata gave away the free kick, but she would have had to defy the laws of physics not to crash over that pack. So Tonga 1, New Zealand 10. Salome Holika, Tongan captain, in control. Worms its way inside 50. Kula Baudry, who I called by another name before, apologies. Finding a way through the Tongans. They've not spent as much of this quarter in the forward 50 as New Zealand did. Unable to take the mark, but they've got numbers. Crashing back was Holly Lightbourne. Turnbull working hard on the ground. Lightbourne again, holding the ball. Tonga with an opportunity. They've got the win. I got called out. Tyler the Lego creator, love your albums. Let's go Kahu. Lightborn with a handy fist at the back. Kicked off the ground. Maroochydore with some support for the Storm. Go Tonga, you are playing amazingly, aren't they just? 9 points behind. Tomato Taulamai. Yeah, it was a good mark. I think that was a mark from Naya before, wasn't it? So Tonga 1, New Zealand 10. Knocked away by Baudry. Cleared. Yeah, a bit of early contact from Pilasita Poano, so she concedes the free kick. But Tonga doing it for their nation, doing it for Maroochydore. Sultan doing it for half the chat room. Stadiums. Oh, Waldron dropped the mark, but it was an amazing effort just to get there. Cleaned up by Sultan. She's on her way. Probably needs to have a bounce. Does a good old wet weather bounce. Breaks a tackle. Inside 50. The mark was dropped under pressure from Lightfoot. No disgrace. And then pushed outside 50 by Joanne Orfa. Just knocked away from Fine. We know this week how good she's been. Comes inside to Liliani Ngalo. Air swing. Appeals for kick in danger, but I think it was outside the metre, so allowed to continue. But New Zealand still with territorial advantage until then. And once again cleaned up by Oswald. Long kick inside 50, taking advantage of the wind dying down. Good work on the ground. I missed who it was. It's turned over again anyway. Sultan going deep. Needs someone on the end of this. Lightfoot just caught out of position and was in a 1-on-2. Maybe just needed a slightly more structured build-up. New Zealand's free kick on the 50. That's the kind of build-up they needed. Spotted the run. I believe that's Zoe Gullery who kicked the winner yesterday on this ground at this end. Derek, welcome to Aussie Rules. It's a wonderful game. Gullery, we know she's got a long kick. She's got an accurate kick. It's just fallen short. Turnbull chasing. Kicked away. And again, the Tongans find a way out. Boundary throw in. SkyQuest, good contribution. At Derek Parkinson, the AFL has a great video on YouTube explaining the game. It's a good short game. Now, I'm not one of those people who plays off the footy codes against each other. I used to be rugby union referee. I've followed rugby league all my life. And I've been a suffering Everton supporter in the English Premier League for a long time. They are all great games. But gee, I love this one. Dancing through was Jolan Collins. It's going to fall short. The Tongans protected the space extremely well. But pushing away from the ball, possibly against Naomi Palasite, means that New Zealand has a shot on goal. I think it's McKenna Jones who has it. Happy to be corrected. Shot from the right forward pocket out on the full. So whoever it was probably doesn't want to be identified. Tomato Taulamai saying, go Zoe. She wasn't far off, and that was into the wind. Michelle still trying to make contact with the Trigwell Ahmad clan. I'm trying to work here, Michelle, honestly. Tonga with the kick in. About 80 seconds remaining in this quarter. They trail by 9. The score is Tonga 1, New Zealand 10. Decent kick out. Some clever work from Rebecca Isaacs. Naya Taulamai Holden. Kept it in, kicked it away. But New Zealand's play of the territory in this game has been very smart indeed. Turned around by Turnbull. Towards the boundary, not sure that Collins is going to be able to get that. So that'll be a lasso free kick. So Tonga probably with one last chance to attack in this quarter. Holika. 45 seconds left. They've all kept it in, but it's going to be returned outside of the boot, however, out on the full, which doesn't make much of a difference when you've got the lasso rule. So I repeat, Nauru has qualified for the final on Saturday afternoon. The winner of this match will join them. If it's a draw, New Zealand are ahead on points, so they will go into the final against Nauru. Oswald. She just finds space so easily. And that was almost a touch finder. I swear after she kicked it out in the full, she almost went up for the line out. Siren is imminent. New Zealand, you could argue, won that quarter. It was 1 point each in the quarter, but it was Tonga who had the wind advantage, albeit an inconsistent one. It is Tonga 0-1-1 leading New Zealand 1-4-10. Half-time from Maroochydore.
And the other thing is, we've got to understand where the ball is going to go. What happens is, we'll be watching the play, and we'll be standing like 100 metres away from where the ball is. The ball's never going to come that far. Right? Just an example with Rene there, before they were kicking out this way, and you were out here about 80 metres, and they would have to kick it 80 metres across the goal. Right? They're never going to do that. You don't want to kick a drop goal on the back line, and the ball can't come that far. So what we need to do is think, well, where is the ball going to go next? Because what we get is they've got caught just watching, so if the ball's over in the middle, we've got it, it's going to go up into the middle on the forward line, so that's where we're going to go. You don't always have to, if you're playing out here in the wing, you don't have to stand 80 metres away because you're never going to get the football. So go to 40 metres away and stand in front of your player. What happened also when they were on our forwards, they would drop a loose player in and we didn't come up and push them up. So if you see one of their players on our forward line that's loose, come up and stand with them, that's okay. Make sure you stand in front, okay? And the other thing is, if we're too far away from the play, so if the ball is 120 metres down there, you're never going to get in the play. We need to look where our player is, we need to stand in front of him. Right? Don't just watch the footy, find where our player is and go and stand in front of him. Okay? Because other than, if we can fix the tackling up, if we can fix blocking their forward movement, if we can get a bit closer and know where the ball's going to go, we're really in this contest. We've got a good chance to win this. Okay, but we just need to fix a couple of things that we're doing wrong. Right? Because you can see the umpires usually pay the free kick to the person that is in front. Okay, so let's really work on that. Let's get us to get more free kicks than them. Right, playing in front. Now, there's a few changes that we see here. So, you play in the forward line, okay? Fight centre half, forward, play up and through the middle. Take 3 or 4 marks, kick 3 or 4 goals. That's all you've got to do.
Welcome back to Maroochydore. 34 minutes of playing time left. Didn't want to talk over the storm. 34 minutes of playing time left in the round robin part component of the AFL Pacific Cup Women's Tournament. As things stand, the final will be between New Zealand and Tonga. Apologies, Nauru and New Zealand. And just to confirm, the score is Tonga 1, New Zealand 10. Tonga 1, New Zealand 10. We'll get that fixed up for you as soon as we can. Kimberly Ann says, go Kahu. Thank you for joining the chat, Kimberly. And to everyone else I was chatting with during the break, shh. Goes out to Joel and Collins. So the third quarter's underway. Audrey in the ruck. Vika Murphy, been very involved, gone the other way by Sultan. Finding a way out, interesting handball, but play allowed to continue. Waldron on her knees, finds Sultan again. Sultan's been so involved. Her link play's been superb. Lands in a gap, And then just safety first, kicked away from goal. A few players hit the deck. And the superb tackle, that'll be paid. And that's to, no, not to mates, apologies, that's to Trigwell Ahmad. SkyQuest, you're very welcome. Not about me, but thank you. Kalea Rahui Lawton, go Kahu. Up towards centre half forward. Perfectly positioned. Perfectly positioned from Zoe Gullery. And this would be the perfect start to the second half for New Zealand. We know that Gullery has a long boot. She's got the wind with her. This would go a long way towards putting them in the final. And a rematch with Nauru. She's got it. Gullery's second goal for the week. But the best part of that play was the mark before this. Unable to go back that far, but on YouTube, you tap the left-hand side of your screen twice quickly. You go back 10 seconds. It's pretty much how I spend the breaks in play. The wind's going left to right. Aimed at left. Went right. Couldn't have done any better, really. New Zealand 16, Tonga 1. Tonga get the clearance. Important once again, cleaned up at the back. Oswald, one of the first times she's been caught in possession that I can remember. And wrestling hard, Oswald with a second opportunity. Educated left foot. Just went a bit far for Baudry. Put the tackle on instead. Sultan. Racking up the disposals today. Ran a bit far, Turnbull. And the tackle was everything you want in midfield. I think it was Fine. He's just feeling her thigh. Hopefully she's all right. Good kick through the middle. New Zealand didn't defend the corridor. Tonga said, all right then, we'll take it. Brilliant charge down from Baudry. Just getting too close to the mark was Halika, which is an uncharacteristic error. And then Baudry undoes her good work with high contact. Back we go. This time the kick clears Baudry. And Tonga on the attack again. A little bit of miscommunication, but it worked out all right. Keeping it wide. They've got a numerical advantage in that part of the field, the Tongans. Clever little tap from Chastain. Oswald couldn't find space. Opportunity. Important tackle from Taulamai Holden. Allows the Kahu to clear. Play continuing, and rightly so. Hoofed forward by Manu Latisi. Waldron, who spent as much of this game on the ground as she has on her feet. Turnbull, chance to make amends, takes it. Trigwell Ahmad. Sultan. Funny way, and yeah, you can hear from the side, people telling Kaneasoni Palanite to pick it up. She didn't. It allows Vakado to move towards goal. Lightfoot, that'll be too quick for her. And Tamara, with a piece of commentary that I envy, describes Zoe's goal with the single syllable word, oosh. To use a cliche from another sport, when she kicks them, they stay kicked. New Zealand on the attack, a 15-point lead. Contact, which way is the free kick going? It's gone to New Zealand. To Baudry. It was a ruck infringement, so she'll need to take the free kick. Kula Baudry. She's definitely in the side for her rucking rather than her kicking. As I see the player on the mark has gone to the Dakota Davidson school. Baudry. That's okay. Used to be a truism of Aussie rules that rucks can't kick. It's dying out. But Baudry's play around the ground has been excellent. I think there was a trip, so New Zealand, it's an accidental trip. But New Zealand get the free kick. Back to, I think that's Collins. Tiz. Good kicking style, puts it into space. The defender's LBW. Finding way inside, Fine with the punch. Clears, Sultan nearly with the slips catch. Up to Pilasita. Onto the 50, and just strength of body from Waldron. And then ran into trouble. That'll be a free kick to the Tongans. No, I think Waldron got away with that one. Kieran Cullen changes Ush to Bush. Yeah, barging in the ruck contest. So, free kick to the Tongans. That'll go back to Nitatua. Heads towards the boundary. Not entirely sure that was the right option. They've got their players in the middle. Moving it wide is all well and good. And in dry weather, that's absolutely what you do. But they do have to connect some passes. I think that was Liliani and Gallo on the ground. Possibly Latea again. Collins went for the shoulder and lost. Oswald at the back. Lasso free kick. No, has gone to New Zealand. Wasn't sure who touched that last. Shanika Finay says, let's go, Jolin. She's done some good things today. Waldron, one-handed pickup. Drew the high contact. If you bend down over the ball and keep your feet, you're 3/4 of the way to getting a free kick. In towards Sultan. Brought down. That was over the shoulder, however, so that'll be New Zealand's free kick. The Tongan player seems to have hurt herself. But the free kick will come back to Solon. To who? Sultan. To the contest. Beat everyone. May fall for Lightfoot. Sockers it forward. About 5 air swings in a row. It was almost like choreography. Off the ground. She's got that. Zoe Gullery took the opportunity that was presented. We'll go back to the free kick. Sultan had the free kick for high contact. From this point on, I don't think anyone gets their hands to the ball. Hits the ground. There were a couple of Tongan hands. And then Gullery decided that the chance was now. 2 goals for the quarter. They move out to a 21-point lead. They're leading 22-1. New Zealand know they've got momentum. They've just rattled Tonga a little bit. Plenty of support for the goal on line. Forward, just ahead of Waldron. Needs support. Got down over the ball. I think she was trying to draw the free kick, and the umpire was alert to it. And Holika wasn't going to fall for that old trick. Apologies, that was our Cecilina Alua. Both Cecilina and Salome wear their jerseys so that the number is bunched up at the bottom. And that was Salome again. This time, Vakade. Vakade from an angle. That's brilliant. Bull Vakade. She has been there or thereabouts all week, constantly sniffing around the contest, linking up with the forwards, progressing the ball wide. This time she got an opportunity, made space for herself. The wind had died down slightly, and she found a way through. 2 goals in 2 minutes for the New Zealanders. And the Kahu at this stage are on their way to the grand final. 3 goals in this quarter. That hasn't happened a lot in this week. Clever back heel. Think it was from Goldingham. Giraffe got skills. Tonga pushing New Zealand back. And good work retreating from Latea. Yeah, tripping. So Tonga with the free kick. It was all accidental. G'day, Kyle. You should be proud. Oswald, front position. Charged that. Just read the ball drop beautifully. Not her greatest kick, but it got distance. Cleaned up by Fine. Loved watching Fine this week, and she hasn't had much of a chance to create in this game. The conditions probably haven't helped her. New Zealand turn it over in centre field. Lightbourne. Now that was beautifully pounced upon. And good work from, I think it's Naomi Palanite, possibly Cecilina Alua. Hacked forward by Siniupa Latu rather. Oswald working hard at the back. It's pushing in the tackle. Big opportunity for Tonga. Emelina Toto. They need a goal here to keep their tournament alive. That's a bit dramatic. Keep their chances of playing in the final alive. At this stage, they'll be playing for third against Papua New Guinea. This is by far the biggest margin we've had this week. 11 points has been the biggest margin in the game so far. This match is not over, and Tonga have got a wind advantage to come. But Toto scored a few this week, not this time, out on the full. But I think she's got 3 goals for the week, Toto. Just don't quite have the stat on me. Yeah, 2 goals against Papua New Guinea for Emelina Toto. Good handball over the top. Sultan. Turned over. Holika. Gives something to their forwards to chase. Gets goal side. Mates was brought down without the ball. I think from Nitatua's perspective, it looked like Mates was about to grab that one. Unfortunately for her, it didn't happen. Went through with the tackle anyway. The left-footed Mates, a Wellingtonian, or a Central Shaker at the very least. As the Kahu connect passes on the way out. Low drilling kick. Sultan did well to almost mark it. Collins crunched. I think Holika almost did a figure 8 on the ground. Not Holika, sorry. I'm mixing up Cecilina and Salome Holika. Because they're both doing a lot of grunt work at the contest. Ruck contest doesn't really have a winner. Oswald again. Got in front of Mates, but it all worked out. Sultan. Gets in front of Gullery. Can she get a hat-trick in this quarter? She's 55 out. No attempt to tackle there from Manu Latisi. It'll just be a boundary throw-in. But went for the bump. Maybe could have gone for it. Kalea and Greg have both gone for the Chihu. I'm not sure an Australian citizen's allowed to go the Chihu. Might be a cultural thing, I feel. Fine in the ruck against Trigwell Ahmad. Good work from Fine. Tonga need to connect some passes. Mates gets in the way. Through to Collins. Not her best kick. Charged down with, I think, the back thigh. Mates again. Tackled strongly by Pilasita. And a charge down. It was either by Mates or the player on the ground. Good punch at the back. That came in from Goodwin. Second opportunity for Tonga to clear. And a bit of a touch finder. Lasso free kick. Tamara says, Greg, I'm not sure that I have mana. Tyler, the Lego creator, says, damn, Kahu. How good. Kalea, I officiate and left no crumbs. I love a good extended metaphor. Rebecca Isaacs. Ball hasn't really gone her way today, but when she's been required, she's stood tall. Kimberly Ann does something I often don't do, which is keep it simple. Yes! Or more like yes! I'm so uncool. New Zealand leading by 27 points. Fine throwing her body at it, up against Joel and Collins. That's what I like to see in a footy field. Your opponent's down, you help them up. It's a great game, but it is a game. Put forward by Poata. Inside 50. Goodwin drew the high contact. She did duck a little, but I think it was simply trying to avoid the arm that was coming through. It's not like the player got down, the tackler got down low. About 90 seconds left in this third term. It's been all New Zealand. Not the greatest kick. That one was charged down as Holika clears. Punch forward by Collins. Tonga clear again. Last chance saloon, Oswald. We can argue about who the best player in this tournament is, but Axel Oswald is the classiest. Fact. Just has more time on the ball, smooth running action. Maybe I'm biased having seen her in the Quaffle W this year. His mates just tried to knock the ball forward. Stays in play. Tonga with the last opportunity with 45 seconds to go. Oswald likes me saying her name, takes another mark. More support for Beck Isaacs from Nicole Martin. Good evening, Nicole. Out in the full. Free kick to Tonga, 30 seconds remaining, third quarter. And then they get the wind. My goodness, they're going to have to use it. Sam McCombie with some love for the Welly ladies. I have family from Upper Hutt that currently lives on the Kapiti coast, so I'm quite partial to Wellington. Out of bounds, free kick New Zealand. And the Basin Reserve is one of the most beautiful cricket grounds in the world. Let's get back to the footy. Just wanted to say that. Three-quarter time, and New Zealand may just have booked their place in the final with 3 goals in that quarter. 2 to Zoe Gullery, a brilliant one to Bula Vakade. New Zealand, 28 points to 1, three-quarter time, playing for a place in the final.
We've got one more quarter, all right, then we have a big rest day tomorrow, have lots of fun and all that. What I want you to do, I want you to go out there, I want you to have as much fun as you can. All right? I want you to have as much fun as you can this quarter. Go out there, run in front of your player, get the ball, pick it up, drive strong through the tackle, get it, pick it, have as much fun as you can.
I think the Tongan coach just became my new favourite coach. No disrespect to Andrew Kadzo, who's clearly doing a wonderful good job with the New Zealand coach, but the name I've got here is Matawi Nefofa, but I don't think that was Matawi speaking just then. But any coach who tells his team, we've got 1 quarter left and then a rest day tomorrow, so I want you to go out and have as much fun as possible, has my complete and explicit support. At 3/4 time, Tonga, just the one behind which they scored in the second quarter. New Zealand, 1 goal in the first quarter, the Kate Turnbull, and then 3 goals in that third term. 2 to Zoe Gullery, and a world-class goal to Buell Vakade from North Shore in Auckland. As we have a bit of hijinks on the near side, so Latea Alua and Vika Murphy are carrying out the instruction to have as much fun as possible. Emelina Toto's posing for photos with Liv Waldron. And we might just see some cracker footy here. Tonga's got the first clearance. Halika forward. Goes through the hands of Taulamai Holden. And then some brilliant maul work. That looked like a throw, but not. They've got the ball back. Halika. Halika from 50. Has a shot from a fair way out. That's touched by Oswald, and she'll prevent any score at all. Vika Murphy has a shot. Knocked, well, was attempted to be knocked out of bounds by Chastain. Left foot attempt from Fane. The Salome Leoakina just watched it go out of bounds. SkyQuest, preach it, brother. My kind of coach too. Greg Homaha says, shout out to the North Shore in Auckland. Great sporting district from what I understand. And Margarita Christopher says, glued to the screen, go Alana, who I'm presuming is Alana Goldingham, who some of your country people have been calling a giraffe. I'd take an issue with that if I were you. Boundary throw in. Tonga on the attack. They've got a wind advantage when the wind decides to show up. It's basically on the mixed setting of the fan at the moment. And that came off the top of the hand. Over the head of Nita Tua. That'll be cleared. Poata, I believe. Karate kicking, then comes off a face. However it moves forward, that's what you want. Lightborn chasing. Forward to Waldron. Was never going to get through there. Beautiful tackle. Liliani Fine, who played in the under-17s as well last week. And if anything, she's looked more at home in this tournament than she did in the 17s, and she looked really good there. Smart kick inside 50, found a target. Looking to keep their finals chances alive. Big effort. Fell to Latea. Well, they've got a minor score, so they've doubled their score, but their ambitions are higher than that. Margin still 26 points in favour of New Zealand. Tonga 2, New Zealand 28. New Zealand playing out to the right. Nothing wrong with playing for territory. Some lovely stepping. Bit of rugby 7 style, more than rugby 15. Sultan found Goodwin. Just knocked over by Liliani and Gallo. One of the Twin Towers. Sultan. I was just watching the handball before that. Jones. Jones inside 50. Not her best kick, but maybe she thought Zoe Gullery's there. She can score from 50. Let's give her a crack. But good body work. Turned over by the Tongans. And they're on the counter. That kick's gone nearly 50 metres. Mates read it beautifully. Got behind Meliama Lavaka. She's important in the defensive structure, Kirsten Mates. The number of times whenever one of her halfback colleagues pushes forward, she drops back into the hole. And see there again, her role is what allows Axel Oswald to move around. Vakade got it through to a captain in Waldron. Through the middle. Tonga come again. This time through Toto. Oh, Balesic. Salome Holika, whatever it takes. including taking a contested mark against your opposing captain. Couldn't find a way through. Left behind by Taulamai Holden. Working hard on the ground was Naomi Palanite. Tackling was strong. Play does not need to stop. Cleared by Chastain. Liliani. As we heard the Pacific word for "that's not right" coming through the microphone. Foot race between Jones and Cecilina. Jones got there first and just opted to move it quickly. Lightfoot. Making ground. Chip kick over the... Trying to get goal side. This will be a downfield free kick. Lightfoot was flattened after she kicked the ball. It's not her who has the free kick. It's the next player. No goals kicked into the wind in this match. Turnbull. Good defence from Kanaesoni. And it slid in. Okay, it's been allowed. I was a little bit worried that she'd slid in with the feet, but maybe she just lost her feet. I'm a fair distance away. Isaacs fighting hard. Created space for a teammate in Poata. Tonga's done enough until Gullery got involved. Gullery just limping a little. Yeah, just copped one on the ankle, I feel. Hopefully she can run/walk that off, move that off. New Zealand with the free kick, because there was some kicking in danger after Gullery's shin was flattened. The clock is on New Zealand's side. The scoreboard is on their side. They only lost by 2 to Nauru on Monday evening. Their chance for redemption will come on Saturday. Chipped over the top. The idea was right. Well cleaned up by Toto. Toto sending it the other way. She's leading goal scorer for Tonga this week. She's got 4. But she hasn't always played forward. She's just made the most of opportunities when she's been there. Over the head of Waldron. She's played a real captain's game today. Came back through Lightbourne, but bumped off it. And that's in the back, but you can't blame the endeavour. Latea Alua will not give up. Lovely 1-2 between Waldron and Sultan. Didn't make its way through. Good groundwork. That might have been Kanaesoni again. Turned over. Lightfoot. Looking into the pocket. Taken almost one-handed by Gullery. Reached out one hand. Got it on the fingertips. Brought it back into the 2 hands. Final game of the men's tournament in progress on the far field. You can watch that later. That's between the teams that will play in the 3rd place playoff on Saturday. With this game, winner makes the final. Gullery. Short and off target. And just knocked out of the way. The Tongans did well. Not the best kick. Sultan, beautiful rundown tackle, but it was in the back. It was in the back from Holika. And Demi Sultan, who doesn't have a goal this week, but has done as much as anyone else in this Kahu side to earn one. Demi Sultan puts New Zealand into the final. Won the free kick for a tackle in the back. Holika just a bit overzealous. And then Sultan. It moved a bit. The Sultan of swing, perhaps. I'll just let that one roll through. But 5 goals for New Zealand. And given the results earlier in this tournament, I certainly did not predict a 5-goal lead for New Zealand midway through the 4th. Oswald trying to keep a clean sheet. They haven't conceded a goal today. Kicking in danger. Just a little bit of desperation. A lot of the mistakes the Tongans are making are purely through inexperience and just and also probably through playing in conditions. I don't know what the conditions are like in Tonga, but Nauru play on a limestone field, and so you'll see a lot of them kicking the ball on the ground rather than going to ground, because that's what you do on limestone. Bit different on grass. And again, Latea showing plenty of endeavour, but if you just kick the ball when it's there. Back towards Sultan, woman of the moment. And to be honest, she was close to my best on ground in this match, even if she hadn't kicked that goal. Isaac's in the middle of the field. That's sirens for the other field. Plenty of time left here. Forward by Collins. Goodwin just dropping it under pressure from Liliani Nagalo. And that's enough. I must say, as a neutral, I would like to see Tonga score. A major, that is. I'm not suggesting New Zealand should give them one. That's not how sport should be played. There's Naya Taylor Holden. That'll be turned over by Liliani Ngalo. Kalea Rahui Lawton says, period, Debbie. And I'm guessing you mean period the way I use the word full stop. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. June Manning on the ground. Wins the free kick. Good work from June. Derek wants to give MVPs to all the Kiwis. Well, there's no official award, so go for your life. And Tyler also throwing his support behind Demi. Good mark in traffic taken by Jolan Collins. Inside 50, well weighted to Turnbull. She started the goal scoring today. Little chip over the top to Sultan. Dropped it and played on. I think the mark may have been called, but Demi knew and she played on. That's just excellent sporting behaviour. Through the hands. Lightbourne chasing hard. And she'll win. Don't think I'd seen Lightbourne in full flight now. She's got a bit of toe about her, as they say. Michelle says Tish for MVP. Well, you would, wouldn't you? No, she's played well. She's done her job. I just figure we're at that stage of our friendship where I can, throw a bit back. Good work from the Tongans to win the free kick. Pilasita Puano has not stopped trying this week. Good crossfield kick. Good vision. Saw the captain out of the side of her eye. New Zealand with numbers behind the football. Cleared by Taulamai Holden. Oh, well done by Halika, but it was touched. Sorry, just letting the crowd commentate at the moment. Yes, Halika tackled. The umpire was blindsided. There's no way he could have seen that the player didn't dispose correctly, but I think the boundary umpire gave him a hand. Was that a falcon? Was that a falcon from Naya Taulamai Holden? Through to Lightfoot. The handball was delightful from Jones. Getting it up towards Trigwell Ahmad. But Halika again. It's a tired kick. She's put so much into this match. Vakade got it down to Baudry. Wide to Waldron. Waldron to centre half forward. Just a little bit deep. Then kicking on the ground. Trigwell Ahmad. Low contact. Trigwell Ahmad will have a shot and goal. I'm so sorry, Greg. I never meant to accuse you of bias. Very silly of me. Letitia Trigwell Ahmad. New Zealand's place in the final is not on the line, but her role as MVP just might. Trigwell Ahmad. Sneaks through. I'll get the replay up for you now because of the 124 of you watching, about 80 have just leapt out of their chairs. Letitia Trigwell Ahmad just needed to go through her routine. Kept it very simple. Very simple. So they've now exceeded their score in the 2-point loss to Nauru. So they know they can put points on the board. Now, unfortunately, that goal just accidentally added to the wrong side. Again, it can happen easily. So it's Tonga 2, New Zealand 40. We'll get that fixed up for you. Vakate's on the run. Puts in front of Turnbull. Coming the other way was Lightfoot. Lightfoot wants to join the party. Looking up towards Jones. Beats everyone. Gallery was closest. Turned into a soccer game. Jones retreating. Tonga with a bit of support coming back the other way. Lightbourne working hard. A lot of bumping, not much tackling. As Toto, I think, was trying to deflate the ball. Scoreboard's been fixed up. Our camera operator doing a sterling job in difficult conditions. Collins just gets away from the tackle of Fine. We haven't seen Tonga at their best today. Play on. In fact, that may even be holding because the ball was released and then dragged back in. Just a ball up. But Tonga's play against Nauru yesterday was outstanding, and the way they defended incredibly for a draw against Papua New Guinea the other day, that's more the Tonga Storm that we've seen. Praise for the cameraman from Greg Homaha. And absolutely correct. Kalea Rahui Lawton says, slay, Tish. And do I know how uncool I sound saying the word slay? Yes, my daughter tells me constantly. Collins inside 50. Just dropped short of Turnbull, who then had a plat pulled, I think. Nothing deliberate again. As Tonga find a way out in the last 90 seconds of this match. Falls to Jones. Looking for space. Found Goodwin. Couldn't hold on to the wet ball. The handling's been so good from New Zealand today. I think we sometimes forget how wet the ball is. Lightbourne. Gallery couldn't get it at the second attempt under pressure from Joanne Orfa. Outside 50, picked up by Poata. Bit of a sliding tackle taken by Turnbull. Beautiful step. Turnbull, narrow angle, just misses to the right. And what a full stop that would have been. Tonga 2, New Zealand 41. 40 seconds remaining. So on Saturday, both finals will be on the main oval. So the final will actually be played before the third place match. So the final at 12:30 p.m. Queensland time, which I know is 3:30 in New Zealand. That will be Nauru versus New Zealand. Goodwin twists and turns. Then at 2:30, sorry, at 2 o'clock on this oval, or possibly the one on the other side, the third place match between Papua New Guinea and Tonga. 2 seconds left. Needs to kick now. That won't have the distance. Siren will sound. New Zealand is into the final. Plenty of love between the teams at full time. And hopefully they get to know each other off the field as well, because all four teams here at the Sunshine Coast have been fantastic. But we're now down to finals day. 12:30 Queensland time on Saturday. The final between Nauru and New Zealand. Then 2 o'clock on this field, or possibly number 2, the playoff between Tonga and Papua New Guinea. Thank you so much for your company today. Congratulations, New Zealand. Join us again on Saturday for the last day of this amazing AFL Pacific Cup. You've been amazing on the chat. Thanks so much. Bye now.